Hi and welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to talk about Xcode, in which I would be coding throughout this course. So there are many places where you can write your C++ programs. You can run your programs by writing it in a simple text editor and running it from the command line, or you can write your program in an IDE and run from there only. IDEs are great and have many powerful features for coding. You can nicely group all of your C++ programs in an IDE. There are also helping features like syntax highlighting, code completion, warnings and error messages, debugging, etc. There are various IDEs you can use for C++ programming. One of them is Xcode. So basically, Xcode is an IDE developed by Apple to write code in Swift, Objective-C, etc. to make softwares for iOS, macOS, tvOS, and watchOS. But in the Xcode, we can code with other programming languages also. So basically, Xcode is available only for the Apple devices like iMacs and MacBooks. So if you don't have any Apple machine, you can use NetBeans, which I discuss in the next video. In this course, I will be using Xcode to write my programs. So I strongly recommend to watch this video even if you have Windows or Linux. So let's begin by downloading the Xcode. So Xcode can be found in the App Store. By the time of recording this video, the latest version of the Xcode is 9.1. So probably when you will be downloading, it might have some different version. But don't worry, it doesn't matter a lot unless there is a huge difference in the versions. So I already have the Xcode installed on my Mac. So it is showing only the option to open. But if you don't have the Xcode, it will rather show the option to get the app and install the app. So click on install the app and wait for the app to be downloaded. Xcode is generally of size 5 to 6 GBs. So depending on your internet speed, it might take a while. After downloading the Xcode, just install it and accept the agreement license, and it will do the rest of the things for you. So after downloading the Xcode, you will see something like this. This startup window launches every time when you open your Xcode. So to create a new program in C++, you need to click on the second option, that is, create a new Xcode project. After clicking it, you will land up on a window like this. Here, choose Mac OS from the top bar and select Command Line Tool in the Application section and click Next. So here, it will ask for your product name, or more basically, the project name. So if you want to code a C++ program in Xcode, you will first need to create a project. So give any name to the project. For example, let's give my project. You can even apply spaces. Then you can write your organization name and organization ID. These things are necessary when you are developing a software, but for our purpose, it is not necessary. So keep it as default. And after that, you can see the bundle ID, which is made by concatenating the organization ID and the product name. And at last, you need to choose a language for a project. Here, you need to choose C++ from the drop-down menu. After going through this process, click on Next. Here, it will ask you where to save the project. So, I will save the project on the desktop and uncheck the source control checkbox if checked. We are not going to use Git for now. So click on Create. It will show you a window like this. This is project info window and is of no use to us in this course. So just neglect it. Click on main.cpp file on the left side. So this is where you write your programs. So let's take a while and understand few parts of the Xcode. So the panel you see on the left is called the Navigator. Here you can see all your project files and other stuffs. Make sure you have clicked on the first option in the Navigator. So your project has two folders, namely My Project, which is same as your project name, and another is Products. The Products folder will be of no use to us in this course, so again neglect it. So all of your C++ program files will be saved under the My Project folder. Currently, we are having only one C++ file named main.cpp. To open a file in the editor, just do a single click on the file. By double clicking the file, it will open the file in a new window. Now, the area in the right you see is called the utility panel. It is again of no use to us. And at the bottom, you will see the output of your programs. So these buttons over here are used to open or close any panels. So since we won't be using the utility panel in this course, I will always close it. And if your screen size is small, you can also close the Navigator panel. Now the output panel in the bottom shows two sub-panels. The left panel is used for debugging purpose, and in the right panel the output of your program will be shown. So we will close the left panel since it is of no use to us for now. So here in the editor area there is a default C++ program given to us by the Xcode. So let's just run it and see what happens. To run a C++ program, you need to click on the Run button over here. So as you saw, it will show build completed, and as you can see here, it is stated finished running my project. This means it has successfully executed the program without any errors. Now let us see how warnings and errors are shown in the Xcode. So I will type some code over here. It doesn't matter if you don't understand it now. So as you can see, Xcode is warning us that we have an unused variable in our code. So warnings in the Xcode are shown in yellow color. Sometimes, like in this case, warnings don't cause the program to fail. But many times, if you neglect the warnings, then you might face some runtime errors. So always be sure that you solve the warnings before running the program. Now let's see how errors are shown. So I will remove a semicolon over here, and as you can see, the Xcode showed an error. Errors in Xcode are shown in red. These are the syntactical errors we make in the code. That is, this error comes if we go against and write something against the rules of the language. So Xcode has an intelligent compiler. Thus, in this case, it has automatically detected the problem. So if we click on this red button, a drop-down menu will appear and you can click on Fix. It will automatically solve the problem. Let us see what happens if we run the program with any errors. So I will remove the semicolon over here again and we will run the program. So in the taskbar, you can see that it is showing build failed. Thus, you cannot run a program with any errors. Now, I would like to show you some settings in the Xcode which you should check before coding. So go to Xcode, Preferences, select Text Editing, and under the Text Editing tab, make sure that you have checked the Suggest Completions while typing checkbox and automatically insert closing braces checkbox. Now let us see how our project folder which are saved on the desktop looks like. So let's open it. So the second file you see is your project file. By clicking that, you will open the project in Xcode. The first folder you see has the same name as your project folder. So by clicking it, you can see all of your C++ files in the project. This hierarchy is same as that we saw in Xcode's Navigator panel. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching it. Meet you in the next lecture.